as well as international agencies within Australia, Canada, Mexico, and the United Kingdom. They also have private sector participants. What does that mean? Outside of the military, outside of government. Private organizations. And when they also say international, don't be surprised if that means NATO also. This is it. It's a global takeover, but there's no FEMA camps. No. Glenn Beck will tell you there's none. They tell you here how they're going to basically use makeshift ones. They're going to, staff and key operational elements. What do you think that means? Staff and key operational elements. Give me a break. It's on another level, and it's coming to a theater near you July 27th through July 31st. Only the movie is reality, okay? FEMA's here. It's the first major exercise conducted by the United States government that will focus exclusively on terrorism prevention. Stop them terrorists! It's the InfoWarrior with Jason Bermas, PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com.
The GCN Radio Network, providing the world with hard-hitting talk radio. GCN, great talk radio starts here.
I'm just going to go right for it. Let's go to Jeff in Indiana. You are on the line, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm all right, man.
All right, well, yeah, I called you in a few weeks ago. Yesterday, we just, our student group had a public screening of the Obama deception.
Okay.
And overall, I think it was a success. Say maybe we got 35 people there, got 8 new people signed up for our group that said they're very interested. I went ahead and sent them thank you notes and asking to get involved in all that.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I thought it was pretty decent. But another thing I wanted to, maybe warn people about or advise them who are going forward and, like this is we sent out a mass email to the university, and a few individuals went so far as to call us racist and make accusations like that.
Well, that's ridiculous. Let me just pause you for a second. Anybody who tries to play the race card just because you're against a man in office who happens to be a certain race, when you've never, ever distinguished his race as any kind of a political issue or moral issue or issue whatsoever, especially for someone like me who voted for a black woman for president, it's just disgusting. And you need to point that out. You got to say, hey, a lot of us voted for a black woman. It has nothing to do with race, sir. But continue. I understand your frustration.
Well, even when we tried to explain it that we weren't racist, one individual asserted that I was racist, compared our group to the KKK and all that nonsense.
Oh, that's nice.
And they were trying to protest. Never formulated or anything, but I just thought I'd share that with you and just advise everyone that this is a great way to, just go out there and make the change happen yourself.
That's right, brother. Hey, you got a lot of individual power, and you were able to reach a lot of people, and they're going to reach people. Great job, Jeff. I really appreciate it. Let's jump to our next caller. We have Mark in Georgia. Mark, you're on the line.
Hey,
yes,
Jason.
How you doing, sir?
Yeah. The sad part is the more the government continues to fund the police state, the more you have mission creep, because obviously if we're going to have this whole so-called anti-terror apparatus put in place, well, they have to find terrorism. And so what do? You just redefine everything as terrorism. You declare the whole entire population to be your pool of suspects.
Which they are now full force, 100% in the process of doing through these Fusion Center documents, these MIOC reports, and these DHS documents. They are literally doing that. They're changing the language that everybody can be considered a terrorist right now. Continue.
Right. The pool of suspects consists of the entire population, and boy, do they give themselves a lot of work. And I was going to mention, you had already briefly mentioned this. I noticed this article. Yeah, here's what we get. People, thank God for this quote-unquote protection. Morgantown, West Virginia, 2 FBI workers are accused of using surveillance equipment to spy on teenage girls as they undressed and tried on prom gowns at a charity event.
To tape it, not even watch it on the scene, to have a copy. That's what we get. That is what you get, exactly.
And at a West Virginia mall. So, and it says FBI employees They're working in the FBI satellite control room at the mall. So these guys, think about this. FBI satellite control room at a mall. Mm-hmm. You know, that's Homeland Security for you. Okay, to spy on underage girls dressing.
Mark, I'm 100% with you. I thank you for the call, brother, man. Let's go to Alan in the UK. Alan, you're on the line. Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Jason?
I'm all right. Yes,
you hear me all right?
Yep, you're a little loud, but you're good.
Great. Hey, I just want to say I'm a big fan of your movie. It's a great film, loose change, everything you do. I'm just here in London. I'm a big fan of Alex Jones, big fan of you, and just wanted to call in, and first-time caller.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that document I read, that new FEMA exercise that's about to happen? London's taking part, my friend.
I heard, like, bits and pieces of it because I'm hanging out with some few friends here, and I'm getting them to listen to some of it.
Okay.
And, I mean, it's a terrorism thing, so it's just another possible cover-up for God knows what they want to do.
Well, here it is. It's more than that, though. Let me explain. They're using FEMA now as this organization which they propped up. Remember, they're going to debunk FEMA camps on national television with Fox News, and then they do it. Now, most people who talk about FEMA as a bad agency, you're a kook, you're a nut. Yet, in this FEMA document, they say they're going to use these fusion centers, basically every federal intelligence agency, every local law enforcement agency, private sector agencies, and international agencies such as the UN, NATO, and of course Australian, Canadian, Mexican, and UK intelligence. So this is a large fusion center. This is a new world order intelligence gathering drill on top of an operational arm drill where, and I got to warn you, because they say a terrorist attack is definitely going to happen in the beginning in another country outside of the United States. So that could be the United Kingdom, Mexico, Canada, or Australia.
It's
and
rough.
then, I mean, just watch your ass. Check out the FEMA document. I thank you for the call, Alan, and all the love. Let's go to Sean in Utah. Sean, you're on the line.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, sir.
Good to talk to you, brother. Thanks for all the work you guys do.
Thanks for listening,
I just had a comment about the whole racism, the caller before last. We know these racist groups are just small in number, and it's just so interesting that we keep running into this in the mainstream media where they push the race agenda, and I just wanted to comment on that.
Well, listen, it's a whole thing. You know, there are racists out there, but like you said, they're very minute, and they're even more minute in the quote-unquote patriot movement. And then, you know, there's a big op-ed piece out there right now, how I'm a bad person because some guy called in, basically blaming the Jews for everything, and I went on a 5-minute rant about how it's not a Jewish conspiracy. First of all, let me just separate some things for people. I don't believe that somebody should be considered Jewish if they're born in Israel or even of Israeli descent. Judaism is a religion. All right, that's like saying that I was born in the United States and it's a Christian nation, I'm automatically a Christian. It's ridiculous on its face. And then to think that even if you want to consider race, like Israelites, let's say that, right? An entire race of people is behind every single thing in the world. No, it's an international community. They have a seat at the table, some of the Zionists out there. There's no doubt about that. But so do some of the royals, some of the heavy occultists. The real deal is that this is an international intelligence op, and when you start focusing on a race, I mean, you're just delusional and you're just an angry, hate-filled person that wants an excuse to kill everybody and feel superior. I mean, can you imagine saying, I'm from the master race, Sean? I'm a master race? I mean, come on. It's garbage.
Yeah, it is. And in our country, too, it's so sad, like this MSNBC thing with the Oberman.
Oh my God.
That was one of the most disgusting, hateful things I've ever seen in my life.
You know what sucks about it though is that because a couple races show up at these events, and there was definitely there was a story over in INFOWARRIOR, someone had like the big white nation or white nationalist sign or whatever. She gets to say that, and it will resonate with people. It doesn't matter that it was, again, 9/11 truth groups and anti-tax groups years and years and years ago that started these tea parties, had nothing to do with race whatsoever. So good job, Fox News. Good job, CNN. Way to co-opt us again. I thank you for the call, Sean. All right, brother. Let's go to Forrest in Texas. Forrest, you're on the line.
Yes, sir, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at that tea party, it was great meeting you, by the way, man.
Thanks.
It was really cool meeting you. But yeah, when I saw Glenn Beck walk into his hotel room, I yelled out to Glenn, like, FEMA camps are real. Quit spitting up our asses and telling us it's raining. And then
So
also,
they're not real. They're only going to have massive exercises, making makeshift FEMA complexes to round people up and use information. It's not real though. You know, they're openly announcing it on FEMA.gov. By the way, that's where I got this document. It's FEMA.gov. Just go to FEMA.gov and type in National Level Exercise 2009. I'm sure it'll be up for months. I mean, this is what they do. Go ahead.
Yeah, and also yelled out 9/11 truthers love America very much. And also, what I want to talk about is how, yeah, there are churches that they're being infiltrated by the government, and they're being forced to not say anything bad about the government. Now, I was listening to this preacher man, this urban preacher man out of Chicago, and he was talking about how the devil or the enemy tries to take away people's joy, and it tries to take away what people have worked so hard to get.